All right, my fellow agents, it is I, X7, your agent of animated awesome. Welcome back to Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. I am the host thereof. Today we are going to bid a fond farewell. We're going to bid a farewell to The Secret Lives of Waldo Kitty, or The Adventures of Waldo Kitty, episodes 10 through 13. Yep, we're going to do 4 because I don't want to do 2 more. So this will be it. I do know what we're doing next week, and that might be more of a slog than this. Well, this wasn't a slog. I'm hoping that won't be, and I'll be pleasantly surprised, but we'll find out, he said mysteriously. It is a cartoon about a Marvel comic book cartoon. We'll just leave it at that. So, before we get too much further into it, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this. Did you think, which of the 5 segments did you think were the best? Cat Trek, Cat Zan, Catman, Robin Cat, or the Lone Kitty? At least the Lone Kitty just sounds like it's not a grown up. Be that as it may, let's roll. So to our first episode, number 10, which aired, just scooted away up there, aired November 8th, 1975. And this is Catman Meets the Puzzler. Once again, do not trust anything that is written in Wikipedia about these episodes. They've got a little right and then some that is not right. But this time, Tyrone is the supervillain known as the Puzzler. They obviously didn't watch all of the writers obviously didn't watch all of the Batman series because they would have known there was a puzzler already that took the place of the Riddler for a moment because Frank Gorshin didn't want to be the Riddler anymore, so they brought in the puzzler. And there might have been a real puzzler, but I don't know. Here's the gorgeous Felicia, and once again, I did check. You don't really see it too much here, but the cat playing Waldo is Polydactyl. And there's Sparrow, and he does give us out puzzles. But really, Tyrone's just the puzzler is after erasers, so that people will be dumb and he can become president. I mean, take over wherever the heck they are. Commissioner baffled. Felicia says, "Call Catman." So they do. We don't. They do run through the wall again, but we don't get the seatbelt gag right away. I think the writers had gotten a better handle the more they wrote about it, so they just did things a different way. That is one pink car. Penelope Pitstop would have liked it. The villains have our hero and our villain have a witty repartee, and there's cat poles, pardon me, in the Commissioner Gordon's office. He's still, an uncle to Felicia. No one can figure that out. I don't know how they'll ever find the puzzler's hideout. They finally get around to doing a cat climb, and Tyrone or the puzzler just cuts the rope. And correct me if I'm wrong, but shouldn't a sparrow be able to fly and not need a parachute? Fortunately, they got springs. This is a sequence that goes on like 2 minutes where the puzzler lowers the building and they bounce up and down, and then puzzler is on a rampage from the Daily Blab. Chief O'Hara, or whatever his name is just running around repeating everything that the last sentence that Commissioner Gordon says. Oh, a clue! The cat copter. Well, I don't know why they chose pink. I mean, nothing wrong with pink, but it looks like bubblegum. There's our seatbelt quip, the running gag. They put him in a snow globe, and they think they're getting away, but Sparrow has a tuning whistle, and they shatter the glass. It was not live. It was not Memorex. It was actually on probably 16 millimeter film. They have a riddle game. The puzzler loses, of course, and gets trapped in a cave. And there, Catman erases the puzzler. City saved from the Daily Blab. And Waldo figures out how to get real Tyrone, a poor bulldog, and it works. I don't even remember what he does. So now we're going to Dr. Livingstone, I perfume. Let's play on Dr. Livingston, I presume. And the cats are smelling the roses. And Tyrone is digging them up or something. And I think his little buddy here, this is the cat that turns into Dr. Livingstone, gets blamed. And I don't know how they got him to dig like that or what he was doing. And you know how dogs will do their, after they do their business, they'll shuffle their feet a little bit. That's what it looked like to me. But there's Sydney and Peter, who they've now Peter pretty much he despises him, but they're out to get this powerful plant perfume so they can make $1 million. And of course, here's the gag of Katzan doing his cat jungle yell. It's repeated about 4 times. He's carving his own furniture, a chair and a dresser for Lady Vane, and this is like Lady Vane's only appearance in the cartoon. Still pretending to be Zsa Zsa Gabor and doing a good job, but that's it. We get more of Cheetah, we get more of Tantor. The villains are inside Tantor, and they makes him kick him out. And he shakes. Stop shaking me! But all of the ill-gotten gains fall out. Another yell, and now they go to the Dr. Livingstone's jungle pharmacy or apothecary, if you will. And he has a bad memory and can't find his glasses either. Oh, that does look like baby Tantor, doesn't it? And yes, there's a lot of jokes about Dr. Livingstone not being all there together mentally. This monkey shows up to see, this is the plant. This is the MacGuffin of the plot here. They're after the plant. Katzan foils them. Tantor foils them. He removes a paw from Jadbolja. Or Numa the lion. Ooh, I remembered. I really should read some more Tarzan books. They're really good. That first one's amazing. First, probably 5. Much like the Princess of Mars' first 3 books are all one elongated story. But I digress. So Sydney makes the laughing hyena cry to catch Katzan, and he grabs the plant. But the elephants all help him out, and look how strong Katzan is. And there's a hippo, a water horse, or a land whale. Take your pick. They're much closer related to whales than horses, but I'll leave that up to Lilith to decide. There's a nice shot of old Waldo. He, tricks Tyrone into getting caught, and off they go. Our third episode, Ping or Pongo. This is the Star Trek episode, Cat Trek. Tyrone gets into his ship, so you can see his claws here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. Yeah, he's definitely polydactyl. And there's Captain Herc. I can't believe they named him Officer Scat. They had to know what they were doing. They had to. But he's a Scotty, yes. And there's Commander Croc, Tyronius. He's their emperor. And Ping. I don't know. This was aired on November 22nd. The previous episode was aired on November 15th. They're faking like it's snowing to get sympathy. Mr. Croc zaps him and is making something. And I almost said the booby prize, but the second prize can land on a planet and they disembark. No spacesuits needed. Did they not think this was a trap? Put 'em up. Yeah, so they won't have any violence, but Tyronius does a throat slash. I mean, a literal, I'm going to kill your dead. You're going to be dead if you don't come back and rescue your shipmates. Apparently, the ship only has 5 people on it. I'm just playing along. And now we discover that Commander Croc has made a android duplicate of Captain Herc, and now Ping or Pongo, what it says on there has nothing to do with this at all. It's not a but he does have to use a hologram. Maybe he is a hologram. I thought he was an actual Yeah, it says I think he's an android. Yep, they're all worried that they're in the unwinnable situation, but and fortunately, they've taken care of it. This is how Commander Croc communicates without communicators with Captain Herc. He just removes and he's very athletic. He jumps over him. Now they're putting on a show to entertain Tyronius, who can't figure out what they're doing. They capture him in an electric cage, but he unplugs it. They're not the brightest henchmen. He does the old lay down and they all trip over him, gets him to fall on a bouncy electric waves, and that's exactly how he sounded. And they use this flugelhorn on him. It didn't make Captain Herc feel so good, but he was able to unzip his way out, and then they run into it and bounce off. And there's the drill helmet, which we'll see in the next episode as well. But they've got the the remote control command of the second prize, but yoink! And I love that they've given Tyronius a 1930s style, serial style, 30s and 40s style starship or spaceship here. And its secret weapon is a bubblegum blower, but they just fan it back because you can do that in outer space just fine, at least in this universe. And it didn't blow. Probably almost as bad as getting it in your hair. Look at those. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one back there. So he's definitely polydactyl. Cute cat. Tricks Tyrone to run around in the cardboard spaceship, who trips his owner, who lands in the mud, and everyone laughs. Finally, I didn't put in the last episode. There it is on the second page. I wonder where they got this. This toy looks like it came from like a Hardee's or something that they just got. Prairie Schooner. And I would almost be willing to bet it's some kind of what do you call them? The toy you get for the kids. But be that as it may, they play with these. These cats play with this. I don't know if they've coated it with something, but they're about to destroy it. There's Pronto, so we know we're about to see a Lone Kitty episode. Good-looking rabbit, friendly. They all know each other. Tyrone comes over and steals their stuff, and now we get the Lone. I would help if I were the Lone Kitty. I like this. I just like this shot. There's some really intriguing shots here. I mean, granted, for limited animation of the 70s. Filmation was putting a little more effort into it. They probably had a little more money because they probably didn't do a lot of retakes for the live action animals. So they're opening up the West. Never mind that it's already populated. But they're opening up the West to a bunch of settlers, and whoever gets there can claim the land they want. Naturally, Tombstone Tyrone and his gang all want all of the land. So they've got it all out. They steal all the wheels, and down they go. I just like this scene because Pronto just sneaks right through them while they're not paying attention. And the Lone Kitty fixes everything up, and they leave them in the dust. So off they go to follow because this is our story. And they're gonna do the old flood the plain so the settlers can't get through. The Lone Kitty shoots an arrow instead of, I don't know why Pronto couldn't have. And that, I think that's almost a sponge, but it soaks up the water and they get to their land. Then he does the old molasses in the holster gag. So and Tyrone says, put it on my bill and takes them all. And then he says he's the rainmate. And of course they can't shoot anyone because they can't get the guns out. I mean, the implied violence here is probably worse than what they could have shown. And yet he claims he's a rainmaker. And the Lone Kitty seeds the clouds. But I guess he had dry ice, but he uses a cannon that grows right away. So there's old Snuffy Smith getting rained upon, or whoever that was. And now they're try to get everyone. This town grew really quickly because look at those buildings. There's a tornado coming. So Sterling runs around really fast and creates a tornado. Then they see this all happens in like 20 minutes, probably about, I'd say 17 minutes, 2 minutes for each end. And then some 6 minutes for the live action stuff. This is how agile and talented the Lone Kitty is. He flings it back and makes a fort, or possibly a jail. And it's nice that they label the old abandoned water tower, which is where our miscreants are hiding out, but it's on wheels. And they get round up. And who was that? And then finally, Peter's had enough of Tyrone and turns against him. And it's the Lone Kitty, and he rides off into the sunset, which is a fitting end. I probably should have made this the final card, but we have to that. Now this, I don't know if they pitched this poor cat on top of that poor dog. He lands pretty well. And the dog's sturdy. I doubt he even felt the cat. But it's just mean to both animals. Runs off, and guess who gets hosed out and falls in the mud again? Tyrone's owner. Poor Tyrone gets yelled at. Our three heroes are happy. And it's a Filmation cartoon. And that is it. So, we'll just pipe in some music here. I thought I was going to do Argo Man tomorrow, but instead we're going to get the Ultraman story, which is the better retelling of Ultraman Taro. And, I just had to keep that one in there because Emerald's cute. But until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out.
ついに実現。新作映画でやってきた。ウルトラ兄弟が、太郎が新怪獣グランドキングと対決。ウルトラマン物語。守る男のふるさとはここ、ウルトラの星。そびえ立つウルトラの川、鳴り渡る愛の鐘、羽を打つ愛の初めて明かされる少年太郎のすべて。父が心を、母が愛を。兄弟たちが戦いを教えた。戦士ウルトラマン太郎。戦え戦え、兄弟を超えて正義のために。ウルトラマン物語。